Welcome to the Impactful Engineer Project. I'm Steve Maxey, and with my co-host and brother Jake, we are here to bring you guidance, fresh ideas, and the tools to help you become an impactful engineer.
And nobody has the chance to say anything about it, or they don't think they do.
Yeah.
This meeting comes out of I've worked for a company that was the absolute worst at this, and they would call meetings the second of, nobody knew, we're all working, and in their mind we're doing absolutely nothing, and a meeting needs to be called and we all have time for it, immediately. So it was basically the person doing a loop around the office. Meeting time. You. And then we'd all get into the thing. It's like, holy shit. Okay. And then we would show up in the meeting room, big old table. We're all around it. And then the person would proceed to tell us, why don't you guys have drawings? Does anybody come prepared to meetings? Literally.
I am
not exaggerating at all.
Yeah.
It was the Twilight Zone. I think I said that before. I'm like, where am I? And what happened to reality? So that's the worst case scenario. No agenda, immediately called it, then criticized you for not being prepared, and then didn't have an agenda, didn't have anything to talk about themselves, just kind of wanted to get together. It's like, why are we getting together?
Yeah.
Oh, because the project is due on Friday and you haven't told us that. You haven't given us an established concrete schedule from the get-go, so we don't even know how to manage our time because we have no schedule. And then the meeting was called to tell us that the schedule is 2 days from now. It's like, cool. All right, sweet.
Meanwhile, the people who are doing work that needs to happen for that project to be accomplished are in the meeting, not doing that work, and then have no part in the meeting. They're just sitting there.
Completely interrupted,
Yeah.
And it was called at 10:45. So now they were on a roll and they were going to get hella done between 10:45 and 11:45 before they went to lunch, assuming a noon to 1 lunch hour.
Yeah.
And now it's interrupted. So now they lost all their momentum to do absolutely nothing. And they get back to their desk just completely diminished and deflated because of the bullshit that was happening.
And there's only a half hour before lunch.
And then it's like, I'm going to get ramped up again and then have to quit again. Dude, there's so many things wrong with that.
Yeah.
But that's the worst case, right? If that's happening, immediately start looking for a different job.
Yeah. It happens all the time. Even unintentionally, it's such a waste of time.
So I think we talk about meetings today, even though engineers hate meetings. I get it. A lot of meetings can be emails. So who wants to spend their time listening to an episode outside of work about meetings? We don't have an agenda? Let's do it, dude. This is great. This is so awesome.
Okay.
So let's talk about meetings. The intro story kind of lended to hitting meetings. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to do an intro?
To the Impactful Engineer.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, let's run it down. Welcome to the Impactful Engineer, where we help you succeed in your career, most likely, if you take the advice that we give you and actually do it a lot and see what happens. We have 3 episode types. One is Steve and I get on and start talking about stuff. We try to give you good tips and tricks and advice to succeed in your career. 2, we'll do solo episodes. So either one of us will come on and just explain something that we feel passionately about and have seen work really well for us. So we would love to share that with you so it can work well for you too.
Yeah. I'm putting one of those together, actually.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Number
3. Guest episodes. So I think the next episode I will have someone from ACE Mentorship Program on, and we're going to talk about his journey from a high school student in the program all the way to a 10 or so year veteran with one of the biggest construction companies in the New England area, which is great. So look forward to that. But yeah, we'll bring a guest on with an inspiring story, message, strategy, whatever, their experience that they are very well positioned to tell and give advice on. And we bring them in and share it with you. That's
Beautifully done.
Sweet.
So, and before we get kicked off on our topic here, if you want a perspective or a specific topic for us to actually talk about that you haven't heard us rant on, go ahead and send us an email at questions@impactfulengineer.com. And then if you learn something today or think someone else needs to hear it, or if you think it's just funny and you want to share it with your buddies, please share this show. It's the best way that we can grow the podcast and create value and impact for our engineering community.
Right on, Steven.
Yep.
Hey, how's it
Let's
going,
go.
dude?
I'm excited for our trip in Washington. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Go see the little bro get married.
Yep.
Also go to the middle of the woods and kind of go back home in a sense and,
Yes.
and go terrorize nature and, have fun stomping around out there. It's so much fun.
Yeah. And then we're going to show our offspring how immature we can be.
What does camping / nature hikes look like? Well,
Yes.
let us show you.
It's gonna be
hopefully find a lake out in the middle of nowhere, and oh man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be summer. Just finding those mountain lakes in the middle of nowhere and just dipping in and just doing whatever, man. It's quiet, just the sounds of nature. It's freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's what I miss the most.
Yeah, that's the best part of that part of the country.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's dive into the topic that we were just talking about, because it is every engineer's most favorite thing on the planet. And I say that very sarcastically.
So let's start with what we hate the most, because it's like really easy to point out all the deficiencies, right? And the things we hate. And that's the funnest part. So let's do that.
Yeah.
But we'll tie it back into how to make it better, right?
Yeah, of course. So
give me your worst things about meetings.
Well, I was going to say we need to actually tell them what it is, and that is meetings, right?
Yes.
Engineers love meetings. Not okay. So whenever you talk to an engineer, right, the most or the first thing that pops in their head when it comes to meetings is like, oh, it's a waste of time because I can't get my work done because I have to sit in a room with a bunch of people that half of them I may or may not like and listen to something that doesn't get work done. So
yeah, I've heard it a million times.
Oh yeah. And let's see, well, what's your least favorite part of meetings?
Well, first of all, if they're called without any sort of heads up,
yeah,
I'm already just pissed off.
Instantly.
So, instantaneously, rage up, and that will just make the meeting crap because, recovering from that is hard. Especially when you go, all right, fine. We called a meeting with no seconds notice, and we're here. Okay, fine. I've been interrupted. Now let's have this ultimately important meeting. And then there's no agenda, and it's not well run, and it's lengthy for no reason. It just makes it even better. Yeah.
And then they invite everyone on the entire team, but only 2 people actually need to be there.
Right. And no one knows their
role.
That's
another bonus.
That's the perfect one, is when no one knows why they're actually there. It's just like, oh, you were assigned to this project and this meeting has something vaguely to do with the project, so you're on it.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Cool. What else? What else is the worst, Dave?
Overlapping meetings, right? They're like, oh, I scheduled you for 3 different meetings all at the same time. And the expectation that you attend all of them.
Yeah. So no one's coordinating anything like that.
Yes.
No one's pushing back, especially when you have 2 seconds to decide what you're going to do because the meeting was just called. But so double, triple booking, no agenda at all, no time to even prepare for the meeting or think about what your role is in the meeting or have a role assigned to you. Agenda-less, meaningless meetings. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the other one is when you get finished with the meeting and you're like, this could have just been an email.
Yeah, right. that great meme cup and shirts and all the stuff you can buy. That's one of the common ones. Is this email or this meeting could have been an email?
Yeah.
Again, Yeah.
Yep. So I think that rounds out all the negative feelings that boil to the surface whenever engineers think of meetings. I think
especially for me, because I'm all about efficiency and actually having purpose. So and notice.
Yeah. So
that story you heard in the beginning was kind of like my nightmare.
Hmm. Yeah,
of a
absolutely.
meeting scenario. Yeah.
So let's talk about how to approach meetings to get around all of these hatred points.
Yeah. So basically, you just flip the script. We do that all the time, Steve. It
Yep.
works so well. I love it, especially
Yeah, I
for an
mean,
engineering type of setting.
absolutely. Yeah,
Just
because
look at
it's
what's
much
bad.
easier to think of all the things that you dislike about something, and then because it comes to the surface much faster, right? And then you can go, okay, so how can I prove it? Well, let's just take everything I just said and turn it around 180 degrees and do those things. So
Right.
So the first thing is set an agenda or request an agenda
Please.
when someone else, it wants to
Ooh,
schedule a meeting.
that's a good one. And you get to do that. So please do it.
Hmm.
Request the agenda. If you find yourself sitting there going, man, there's another meeting, we don't know what we're doing, send an email right to the organizer and say, hey, please provide an agenda for each attendee. And if the person does not have an agenda or is not on the roll or required to speak, take notes, provide input. If you find that there's nothing for that person to do, then please list me as optional.
Yes.
And I would say to request an optional listing instead of saying don't include me, just
Yeah.
for psychological reasons, like
Hmm.
um, it just goes over better. So they still get to list you, and they don't have to retract it because they feel like then you're telling them exactly what to do, and that they have to go back on what they thought was right. It's a whole it's
Hmm.
a whole thing, guys. Just
Oh yeah.
trust me on it.
Yeah.
Please list me as optional, and I will try to make it. That makes you semi-committed. They get to still list you, but then you have the option of not showing up.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then definitely request that notes be sent out to all people that were included in the meeting invite via email. So every meeting should
Yes.
have someone who is recording the meeting notes, and then that gets distributed to everyone who was invited, even the optional people.
And I would say even for like, because there's different levels of meetings. So even for a quick huddle, like on my projects when I'm a project manager, I like to have 15-minute huddles at the beginning of each week to talk specifically about the project. Because I can tell you how many times things have come up from those exchanges that were highly valuable. So the agenda literally is each person spends 30 seconds to give a highlight on what they did the week before, what they're going to do this week, and then like 2 minutes, right, to tell us what are they missing and who should be getting the information to them that they need to move forward. And so you go across all team members, and then the project manager then has their roadmap and knows what's most important to each person that week and can just drive it while they're working.
Yeah.
That's my huddle meeting, right?
Yeah.
Clear agenda, I think.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's
if you don't have someone to take notes of even the quick meetings like that, so many meeting platforms, if you're doing it virtual, have AI
yeah.
meeting note takers, right? And you can just
Nowadays it's so easy.
consolidate those notes and just blast that off. Yeah, it won't be
Yep.
perfect. There might be some jumbled stuff in there, but
I
take
use I
5 seconds to
use
clear it.
yeah, I say record transcript.
Yeah.
I download the transcript, I throw it in ChatGPT. I have a template of how to prompt ChatGPT on how to send out or organize meeting notes, which I've changed over time to be perfect the way I like it. And it spits out the meeting notes with action items, what was discussed, who's doing what, all these things. And it takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes to get that done.
Yeah.
And I think as a meeting organizer, you should be committed and invested in sending out good meeting notes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But
And
back to the yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say if you are not if you need to be facilitating the meeting yourself, and you need someone else to take those notes, like if you're an in person, right? There are some apps that will listen to a meeting, a in person meeting, but if you don't have that set up already, then designate someone else to be that note taker, and then they just send you the raw notes, and then as the meeting organizer, you will organize those and put them out into an email.
Yeah. And this is increasing your investment in the meeting, which will make it better and more effective. If you're like, you have the thought, oh, we should meet. And then 2 seconds later, you're gathering the troops, as they call it, and then having the meeting, like that's super low investment, no thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take the time to think about whether you actually need the meeting. And as you start writing the agenda, really thinking about what the purpose is and each person's role and your mechanism for taking notes, you're going to very quickly go, this isn't worth the meeting.
Yes.
If it's not worth the meeting, you'll find that out by doing that process.
And the great thing is that if it needs to become an email, you've already written your email.
Exactly.
So if you put that agenda together and you realize that you're the only one who's going to be speaking and you just need to broadcast information to the team, that's usually an indication that it can be an email. And then now all your materials ready to go. So put in your hey team in the front and thanks at the end and you're done.
And that's it. Yeah. So let's go a little deeper into agenda, right? Even like what you title your meeting is going to be important. And you need to have all of the information in that agenda that you send to make it as easy as possible to have people know what you're talking about, what role they have to play, what they need to do for preparation, if anything, right? What the timing and anything else that they're going to need to make it as easy as possible for them to attend this meeting and give you the value and for them to feel valuable for the meeting. Okay. So this is kind of moving into this is agenda, right? But also moving in, it sets us up well for the timing aspect of this. So you have to be able to give people time to make themselves valuable for the meeting. If you pull the rug out from under them because you're just gathering people immediately, you're not giving anyone a chance to be prepared to provide the value that they want to provide. All right. Or tell you, hey, this meeting I may not be needed for this meeting. And here's why I think that. Right. So, and the timing piece goes, so I'll just switch to timing. I think the agenda is pretty clear. I mean, do you have anything else to say about the agenda?
You need to specify, what you're trying to do and then who needs to do it. I mean, it really boils down to the basics.
Yeah. And I guess like, let's get as granular as the meeting subject, because that's the first thing people see when it pops in their email. Like whatever you guys do to track your meetings or to make it really clear that that's the project or whatever you're talking about. Like for me, it would be the project number because everybody has that.
Yeah.
Then the project description, the name, the client, even whatever makes it really easy for you to understand that. Oh yeah, this is in regards to this high profile project that I actually am really invested in. And then they click in and they go, okay, let's see what Mr. PM wants us to do. Open it. And then very clear set of instructions. Okay. Yeah. You so-and-so mechanical engineer. This is why you're needed for this meeting. This is what we hope to achieve. If you already have the answer to that and somehow I just haven't asked you for it and this meeting is useless, send me the answer and you're out of this meeting. Like give them the out, give them the purpose so that they can go, oh, that's cool. This is the purpose of the meeting. Well, I already have that answer.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you in email form and I'll excuse myself.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Often awesome. Meetings could be leveraged. Like meeting invites can be leveraged as an invitation to drive results. And then you don't actually have the meeting itself. So you're like, hey, I need to get these answers from a group of people. So I'm going to set this meeting, but with a clear agenda, and you give those outs to all the individuals invited, they're going to be like, I don't want to go to that meeting. So I'm just going to give them all the information he needs. So they all send it in. They're like, hey, thanks guys. I got all the information I needed. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this meeting. And everyone's like, hell yeah.
Yeah. And people are going to think, well, why don't you just send the request for information? Well, sometimes it's not as clear to you as it would be if you took the time to try and write out the agenda, specify what you need. It's almost a self-discovery process. 90% of the reasons I want to call a meeting actually go away as soon as I start writing the agenda and I go, oh yeah, dude. I don't know why I fall in that trap all the time. But putting these mechanisms in place to prepare for a great meeting usually takes my meeting right off the calendar. And then I just send an email asking for the information. Yeah. Or it's like a quick Teams message.
Well, often setting a meeting like that to try to solicit all the answers that you need will give the urgency to the other people, right? Because if they just have an email asking for the information, it might not be the top of their priority list, but all of a sudden you're asking for time on their calendar. Now all of a sudden the priority goes way up. So if they can buy back their time in their day by giving you the answers, then they're just going to do that. So you can strategize and leverage meetings that way. But you want to make sure that there's a clear agenda set. Because if you're just going to set a meeting and then not tell them, they don't get that opportunity to close the loop and give you the information that you need. And then they're going to be pissed off that they're going to a meeting that they could have just sent you the information and not had a meeting at all.
Yep. And giving them a chance to do that, you're almost inviting them to do that when you give them a clear agenda.
Yes. So moral of the story, provide an agenda if you're going to set in a meeting.
Agenda and roles and what the goals are and the outcomes that you desire and how you're going to get those outcomes.
And who needs to make a decision if a decision needs to be made. You're like, hey, I'm looking for whether we proceed or cancel this project by so-and-so.
Yeah.
And
it's
that
like,
can be inside. And we're here to give the information for them to make that decision.
Yeah. And then you're like, hey, the outcome of this is to decide what we're going to do with this major piece of equipment and actually order it the next week. And then the person that is the expert on the meeting that can give you the most information and help you make that decision says, hey, there's actually 2 or 3 steps before this meeting needs to happen that need to occur. This is what they are, and I'll get right on that. Cool. Let me know when I should schedule this meeting or if you figure it out yourself. Because the PM is not going to be the expert on every single thing. So you give your experts a chance to weigh in when they know what the outcome is desired, or what the desired outcome is.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen too. So we're not even in the meeting yet, Steve.
I know.
See all this prep work? See how, So this is perfectly flows into timing. Yeah. So you do not allow the chance for any of what we just talked about to happen in a positive way if you don't anticipate the meetings in advance. Okay. Or if the thing sneaks up on you and you think it's really urgent, still give at least 24 hours. Do not schedule same day meetings. Like
that is so frustrating.
God, that's ridiculous. Because a good engineer, and we're all good engineers listening to this show, or architects, it turns out, know and have planned out in advance for their week what they need to execute on. What is the most important shit that I need to do to be successful this week? They've thought about it already. And so when you schedule a within the same hour meeting, you're stomping all over their prep. And that's going to piss people off every single time. If they're a super nice person, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll hop on the meeting. And they're just going for it. But they're still thinking, why is this person scheduling same day, same hour meetings? That's at least at a minimum, which is still not great, 24 hours.
Yeah. And if you're going to, especially if you need a lot of information from the people that you're inviting, that's a recipe for disaster. Like setting a meeting an hour later or 2 hours later. It's like, yeah, and I need you to provide all this information. They have zero time to prepare for it. Like that is extremely frustrating. They have to instantly drop what they're doing.
Yep. Yeah. The entire day is gone once you really break it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and you mentioned timing in that last, I don't know if you want to call it rant or whatever, but and that's something that has always been really important to me is allocating the appropriate amount of time for a meeting. Everyone automatically defaults to a half hour or an hour on meetings. And that is a giant waste of time, especially because most meetings can be efficiently concluded in about 15 minutes or less. So try 15-minute windows if you can, because most of the time you need to get in a meeting, pull information from a select group of people and make a decisive decision. And then you're done. So why waste 30 to 60 minutes of a bunch of people's day, which is very expensive in an organization, especially, the larger the meeting. And not only that, but it blocks off people's calendars. And so people can't work around those larger meetings. They're like, well, that's an hour. That's a quarter of the first half of my day is gone because of this giant meeting. And then you're only in there for 15 minutes. And now they have a 45-minute window to not really do much because they can't ramp into focusing somewhere when they got the next meeting following it. So if you set small meetings that are only going to take the time that are required to make the decision, then they can pile in all their meetings for that day in that 2-hour time block. And then now they have 6-7 hours of time that they can focus and get work done in a flow state.
Hey, my fellow impactful engineers, if there's one thing that you could do to help out this community is to keep listening to the podcast, but also if you found value in it, to share it with one person, give us a 5-star review, or even leave a text review. It'll only take a few seconds of your time. Find that person that you think could enjoy some of this or learn from it, and pass on the good word. Now back to the show.
Yeah, and they can think ahead of time what they're going to put in there strategically instead of right in the moment. That's the hardest thing to do.
Yep.
Right in the moment, decide what to do next. Yeah. And all of this, what we talked about before and what we'll talk about here in a second, is the prep to make those meetings shorter. So the agenda, all that stuff's great to hone in that meeting time. And then when you get on the meeting, you're setting the meeting. The first thing you do is set it. So you come in a meeting, guys, I've gathered you here today because we need to talk about X and X and X, in the agenda that you've seen already. The goal and here's is to, reach the desired outcome, but here's how we're going to do it. So you said why and what for. You're going to set the meeting by saying how. I am the mediator of this meeting. If I think something's going in a direction that is down a rabbit hole, I will state it. And it's not anything against you. It's not anything that's meant to, I'm not cutting you off. I'm just maintaining the timing of the meeting. And if it's a rabbit hole that we do need to go down, then it will be noted and it will be followed up individually with the people that brought those things up. But I am the mediator and I am going to keep this meeting on time and, per my discretion, keep it going in the direction that I think we need to go to get to our desired outcome within the time allotted. So you just set that up. And if you've been talking to your team members about it ahead of time, they're all aware of that. So your setup is 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the MO, is to do that. Then you're all off in a very good, you're all starting off in a very strong point, a strong foundation to get that meeting done with the outcome desired in the allotted time. So just set up the rules, man. Set up the boundaries in the meeting.
I think when you first start doing things like this, you're probably going to get some resistance. You're going to get people who are a little confused, a little bit like, okay, what's going on here? This is not normal. But once you get through a few iterations of this and people see that, oh, wow, the meetings are going a lot smoother. They're a lot more concise and more effective. They're going to enjoy going to your meetings because they know that the meetings are productive and they get results. And then they're going to start emulating how you do it. And it's going to just spread like wildfire throughout the organization.
Yeah. And I've had some people say, you're not allowing for, I don't know what the word would be, serendipitous or natural conversation flow, or you're not allowing for people to get to know each other and stuff. But it's like, hey, that's not the point of the meeting. Mm-hmm. The point of the meeting is to do this certain thing, right? And there are meetings where you have the group together. They're called office lunches. They're called
all
hangout
hands meetings.
All hands, hangout time. The weekly prep meeting on Monday mornings, to fit in those things, right? And you can absolutely fit in those things. It's just most people take a very long time to deliver it. And then they add, and then somebody else adds, and then it snowballs out of control. And then you've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds of you talking about absolutely nothing. And you've scheduled a meeting for 15 to 20 minutes. So you have to have someone that says, yeah, dude, I've heard that one before. It's so great, but let's get back on track here. So we're going to talk about this, and then you keep going. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many times, and when nobody has the responsibility or the mechanism for which to do that because it hasn't been defined, then people feel like assholes when they're saying, I love that story, but we're going to cut you off and we're going to keep going. If that's part of the setting, then people aren't going to get all butthurt about you doing that, right? I don't know if that's still a kosher term, but hey, it's my show, so screw you guys.
I accept it, Jacob.
Okay, perfect. That's bad. Okay, keep going. Set up. So we've got our agenda. We've set the meeting, right? So now we've got our very efficient 15 to 30 minute meeting. Going to reach that desired outcome. What were some of the other things that were just absolutely atrocious? Maybe too many people in the meeting. I think you said that, like people that don't know why they're there.
I mean, that's part of the setup, right? You only invite the people that need to be there. I think we've covered most of it, actually. We kind of covered the meeting notes, the end of the meeting, but we did that at the beginning of our meeting here.
Yeah, love it.
I know.
So when you're done, so
Yeah.
and I'll put this in because I've just been a part of so many meetings that people just don't know how to close meetings either. It's like if you're done, you're done. Wrap it up. Even if you're done halfway through the time that you allotted, just be like, all right, and we've made it through all the agenda items. The decisions
Yeah.
have been made. What I'm
And
going to
then,
do is adjourn the meeting now. I will follow up with emails with the meeting notes and action items and what we've decided here today. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Done.
yeah, enjoy
Maybe
your
allow
your free 30 minutes extra or 10
Yeah,
more additional minutes or
and
whatever.
you have permission to do that. Just close it right up, man. People
Yeah.
aren't expecting this for every dude. You have so many other meetings during the day, so do they. They're dying to get out of this one to go do something else. Like they
Mhm.
will welcome that kind of direction and just forthright marching through the agenda and closing that meeting.
Yeah,
You know,
and you're giving them permission to get up and leave right then and there. And you know, the people that
absolutely.
want to have small talk will stay and have small talk because I have this extra 10 minutes now. I'll just kind of bullshit with Jake for a little bit.
That's
And that's fine if they're, underutilized. But the people that need to go accomplish things and get work done, they're like, "Great, bye." And then they get up and they can leave and then they don't feel shitty about it.
Heck yeah, and you can even add to your little closing spiel that hey, I've got an extra 10 minutes if anybody wants to hang back, ask
Ask
questions, or
questions, yeah.
discuss things.
If not,
But
see
for
ya.
the rest of you, you're busy. Go ahead and quit right now. We'll see you
Yeah.
next time. Thanks for coming. And that's it.
Yeah, it's easy peasy, man.
Easy peasy. Then after the meeting's done, have that discipline, right? To take that 5 to 10 minutes, take however you organize your meeting notes and them out to do it. Find the easiest way, the quickest way.
Yeah. So one of the things we did complain about, but we didn't actually touch on is overlapping schedules, right? On meetings.
Yeah.
And so it's really simple. If you use Outlook, right, look on the calendar and see when people have an opening, and then schedule a meeting. Then, if you see someone who has a conflicting time slot, but that's the only slot that works for 90% of the rest of the team, don't just schedule the meeting like, oh, they'll figure it out, because that just pisses people off. Contact them like, hey, you have this thing at 2:00. Are you able to move it? If not, then I'll find another spot. And they'll most likely be like, oh, that's a focus hour block that I have, or oh, that's just a simple meeting that I have scheduled with Tom down the hall. So I can change that one, no problem. Yep. Great, thank you. And then you said it, and they're like, hey, I was already expecting this overlap, and I'm going to move my other meeting. And you're done.
And you give a chance for the respect and the trust to be built, and the courtesy. Like that's all people want,
Yeah.
And it is the heads up, because even though you don't mean to make them feel like you're stepping on them, that's exactly how they're going to feel most of the time, right? So that's very good. And even if they go, I can't move it, what's the agenda? Okay, well, I would need you for this, and this, and they go, that's perfect, because you actually don't need me for that, and here's all the answers, and here's how you get it without me there. Okay, great. I'll exclude you from this one. I'll follow up the meeting notes. You don't have to attend this one. Thanks, dude. And then that's it. You're done.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, just a little communication goes a long way. Yeah. That's good. And the overlapping too is like if you don't build yourself that time to get the meeting minutes out on the tail end of this is for yourself, for the person that organized it. Well, one, you should give other people time not to go from one meeting directly to the next two. So they can get a sip of water, go to the bathroom real quick or whatever. So try to be cognizant of that. But for you, don't either build it into the meeting slot that you have and you're going to finish early, or just don't put them back to back, because then you're not going to be able to get the meeting minutes out, and then you're going to go to the next meeting and then not get the meetings out. And you go to the next meeting, depending on who you are. Are you a meetings person? Are you that project manager that has meetings all day? Are you an IC? What are you? But you can spend 6 to 8 hours and you haven't been able to get any of the meeting minutes out, and then you're just going to be thrashed at the end, and then you won't get the meeting minutes out that day, and then it'll extend, and then something else gets in your way.
Yeah.
Try to be disciplined to get yourself to send out everything to do with that meeting before the next one starts.
Yeah. If you have back-to-back meetings, then just block off a half hour or whatever at the end of your day, right? From like 4:30 to 5. Block it off and say, hey, this is my end of day email block, and I'm going to be sending out all the meeting notes for that day, because you should always send out meeting minutes the same day. You could have the meeting at 8:00 in the morning and send them out at 9 at night. That's fine, but don't wait till the next day. Allow people, because it's all going to be fresh in your head, and allow people to be able to absorb those meeting minutes and then plan out any actions that they need to take.
Yep. And the relevancy goes down.
Yep.
The longer you wait. All right. Great episode. I'm going to close this out right now because at 3:00 I'm leaving with my son to go ice skating. So here you go. Here's your closer for your meetings. Great episode. Please listen to it back as many times as you need so that you can start running an effective meeting. Try 1 or 2 or more of these things for the meetings in the future. Go kick some ass.
Yep.
We'll talk to you later.
Yeah. And share this with someone who sucks at meetings.